are going to take out that spire right as that one last roach dies. We don't see a new spire going up for 6 yet. In fact, I don't think he has the resource for it. Don't see any extractors being built on his expansion, which he should have gotten. But now, Undermind knows the 6s has Mutalisk, so he should have gotten some anti-air. Yes, the Hydralisks are in play, and he did get that natural that he needed. And these speedlings moving out and trying to get into the main. A few managed to, but these queens and Hydralisks are going to mop them up while the Mutalisks are trying to get harassed, but those Hydralisks and queens are going to be a pain to them. And that Spore Crawler right there to defend his drone line, nicely placed. We will see if these Mutalisks can actually harass enough to be their worth. They are just patrolling, well, not patrolling, but they have circled around the main, and looks like they are going back, realizing that he doesn't have a chance of great harassing with many Hydralisks in play. And the infestation crit going up. Perhaps Undermind is going for Hive Tech, or he's throwing down that Evo chamber. And he is just trying to saturate his expansion. Well, it looks like 6s has built an extractor in his expansion. Let's take a look at the income tab. And yes, Undermine desperately needs this expansion to be saturated, because without that, 6s will keep the economic advantage that he currently has. And it looks like Hydralisk then also going up for 6s. He's not going to go back to Mutas. He is just going to keep these Mutas in play. He's just moving them around. Spawning more speedlings for 6s. And it looks like these Mutalisks might just go in for another push, but no, the Spore Crawler is spawning to protect Undermine's expansion and these Hydralisks right there. And the Mutalisks seeing the Spore Crawler trying to desperately attack them, but Hydralisks and Queens are going to move in, and the Spore Crawler spawns just in time to help these Hydralisks fend off these Mutas. Getting more banelings from the speedlings. Constantly keeping that baneling play. But 6 needs more than just banelings right now to deal with these Hydralisks and roaches. Mutalisks moving out across the map again. Perhaps they'll go for another harass if they can. Oh, it looks like centrifugal hooks is being researched for 6s, so he is going to concentrate on his baneling play. Look at how many banelings he has. He's going to just rush them right into 6's main, is my guess. Or try to destroy his Undermine's expansion, his mining expansion, that could also be quite a huge impact. It looks like these mutas are trying to move out, but there are 2 spine crawlers right behind the mining line, so I don't know how much damage he can do with these. He's just constantly moving those mutas around, trying to find some place he can harass Undermind with, but no, Undermind has not left any openings. And Infestor's coming into play for Undermind. The Infestors, I don't know how good they will be against Six's forces, but the fungal growth could be quite effective against the Speedlings if Sixes choose to go Speedlings. But it looks like all these Banelings with centrifugal hooks research, they are going to try to move out, or not. Speedlings just running around, probably checking for expansions. Now both players at 2 bases, but with 6s, with a income slightly ahead of Undermind. 2 Infestors in play for Undermind. And it looks like these mutas are just moving around yet again, trying to be of some use. Even more Banelings morphing in. He's just stocking up on Banelings here. I wonder what he's going to do with this many Banelings. Looks like Muta's trying to move out again. But that Spore Crawler is going to prevent him from doing any damage. And Undermind's forces are ready to meet him. Those Hydras are going to pack quite a punch to those Mutalisks. Even more Banelings morphing in. How many Banelings is that in play? 39 Banelings for 6s. Wow. And 12 more on the way, so all with centrifugal hooks research. Centrifugal hooks research, sorry. And he is throwing down that natural. A little late, but he did get that expansion here, so I wouldn't blame him. Looks like all these 51 Banelings are going to move out across the map, try to do a push. I don't think I've ever seen this many Banelings in one push, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and it looks like the main army of Undermind is going to try to destroy 6's mining expansion. And the Hydrosks and Roaches are going to have no trouble taking out this undefended expansion. And it looks like all these Banelings rushing in to try to help Undermind. That is not what I would have done. Banelings just exploding against the forces. If I was 6s, I would have abandoned that as it was already dead lost card, and would have gone with all these Banelings straight to Undermind's main or expansion, natural, but he lost all those Banelings against the army that has moved out against him, so I don't know if that was a fair trade. Looks like these mutas try to destroy these Hydralisks, knowing that bulk of his Hydralisks were dead, but fungal growth going off on the Mutalisks, I don't think the Mutalisks are going to be enough to take out all these Hydras. And the Banelings not doing enough damage. I don't think 6's is in a good position. Oh, it looks like more Speedlings moving out for him, but Speedlings aren't going to be strong enough against, first of all, the Infestor can cast fungal growth, and the Roaches and the Hydras. So, no, he is not going for an attack. He is just gathering up his forces. Meanwhile, he is trying to saturate this expansion. this natural that he just got. And it looks like 6 is morphing in more Banelings. He's just constantly going to get that Baneling push. Looks like one lonely muta just flying here. I don't think 6 knows about that. And more Hydras and Roaches in production for the Undermind. He is just going to go that unit composition. And I actually quite like that unit composition. Has been working out pretty well for Undermind. And it looks like these Banelings are going to try to destroy these forces, but I don't think that's working out to destroy Undermind's forces. Yes, the Roaches have survived with the Infestors. And even more Speedlings being spawned. I believe they are also going to be morphed into Banelings again. I would not be surprised. Undermind just constantly making Hydras and Roaches and Infestors. And more Banelings morphing in, of course, for 6s. And is 6 is going to move out with his forces. He does not have any Banelings, as much Banelings as last time. But yes, he is. It looks like he is going to try to move out and attack Undermind's forces. He's speeding close behind. The Banelings are going to try to run in and destroy Undermind's forces. Are they going to do it? Roaches don't think they did. And these Banelings are just going to try to get around on the forces right there. The Queen helping out. And the Infestors casting fungal growth on the Speedlings. I don't think that's going to be enough to take out the forces. And 6 calls GG, knowing that his constant Speedling Baneling harass is not ever going to work. Perhaps if 6s had been a little the least boring CVZ, I wouldn't call that an exciting game personally, but if 6s had been a little more thoughtful and made tech switches, then I think he would have still gotten this game, because, well, he had the economic advantage for quite a while, so I think it would have been his game. But